Elon says Starship Flight 10 is launching in late June, and NASA's scrambling. Flights 7 and 8 exploded, and Flight 9 barely made it. Now SpaceX has one shot to prove this 400-foot beast won't blow up again. But what if it works? We're talking cheaper launches, Mars missions, and maybe even a moon base by 2027. What if it fails? NASA's moon program could be dead, and SpaceX could be in real trouble. This one flight could shape our spacefaring future. Will we finally break free or stay stuck on Earth? Let's get into why these rockets kept blowing up and what NASA isn't telling you. Flight 7 didn't just crash. It ripped itself apart from the inside. It was harmonic vibrations, like a singer shattering a wine glass, tearing through the fuel lines. The rocket became its own worst enemy. Engineers watched their $90 million machine self-destruct. The data was crazy vibrations so strong they could feel them in the control room miles away. Flight 8 was worse. It blew up during launch. No warning. No fixes. Just a fireball over Texas. Another $90 million gone. Then came Flight 9. Against the odds, it made it to orbit, but just barely. Engineers were sweating, watching systems fail one by one. Temperature warnings, pressure issues, one more hiccup, and the whole program would have been toast. So what's different about Flight 10? SpaceX thinks they've solved what was killing these rockets, and what they found is wild. Here's the deal. Each Starship flight burns through $90 million in seconds. That's insane. But if SpaceX can make these rockets reusable, that cost drops to, get this, $10 million per launch. Current rockets cost $400 million. Starship would crush the competition. But there's a huge risk. NASA's already bet billions on SpaceX. The military is watching, and private investors have dumped tons of cash into this dream. A Flight 10 failure? Those contracts disappear, those investments become worthless. It's a massive gamble with the future of space exploration on the line. And it gets worse. China's got its own moon program. They're watching SpaceX's failures and learning from them. If Starship doesn't work, America loses the space race before it even starts. Here's what no one's talking about. Ship 36 isn't just a rocket. It's a test lab with experimental tech that's never been used in space. New heat shield stuff that could fail at crazy temperatures, modified flaps that could snap off when re-entering the atmosphere, and computer systems that could crash from cosmic rays. It's like building a race car and running it at the Indy 500, except if this race car fails, it's a huge explosion. And the part that scares engineers? Starship has 33 Raptor engines, all firing at once. Each generates 500,000 pounds of thrust. It's like strapping 33 fighter jets to a rocket. If one engine fails, the whole thing becomes a bomb carrying tons of fuel. They've only recovered the booster twice, and the upper stage never. Ship 36 has to survive re-entry temperatures hot enough to melt steel. It has to become a shooting star and somehow live. Nobody knows the odds because no one has ever tried this stuff before. And the refueling? That's what's giving NASA heartburn. Flight 10 isn't just a launch. It has to test something that sounds like sci-fi. Two huge rockets meeting in space, one transferring fuel to the other, all while traveling at thousands of miles per hour. Never been done at this scale. NASA's entire moon landing plan depends on this working perfectly. The lunar Starship needs multiple fuel deliveries in orbit. If the refueling fails, the Artemis program is dead. But here's the thing no one says. SpaceX needs to prove this works reliably, time after time, because each moon mission requires several refueling flights. One mistake in orbit equals 2 exploding rockets and a debris field that could shut down space access for years, threatening satellites and the ISS. Seriously crushing pressure. If Flight 10 proves full reusability is real, it changes everything. Launching satellites becomes routine. Mars missions go from dreams to reality. Space tourism becomes affordable. We're talking a $1 trillion space economy, with industries built around space mining and manufacturing. SpaceX wants to launch Starships every 2 weeks by 2026. That's more than the entire world launched in 2023. Can they do it? The hardware's ready. The only question, can they make it reliable enough to bet on? Elon's real goal is Mars, and Flight 10 is the first step toward making us a multi-planet species. A Mars mission needs tons of fuel, requiring multiple Starship tanker flights. Each one has to work perfect or the whole mission is toast. If orbital refueling doesn't work, Mars stays a dream. But if it works, we could see humans on Mars within a decade. People born today could walk on another planet before they're 30. So here we are. Flight 10 launches soon. One rocket, one chance. The biggest gamble. If it works, we become a spacefaring civilization. If it fails, we're stuck on Earth for another generation, maybe forever. 50 years ago, we put people on the moon, then stopped. We got scared, comfortable, and forgot how to dream big. Now we have another shot. The question isn't just whether Starship will work, but whether we still dare to reach for the impossible. SpaceX is betting everything. NASA's holding its breath. The world is watching. Do you believe we can still do the impossible? In a few weeks, we'll know if humanity's ready to become something more than just a species stuck on one planet. SpaceX military transport hook. The military has been trying to haul cargo anywhere on Earth in under an hour for years, with all companies failing. SpaceX just solved the one problem no one else could figure out, and it's not what you think. They recently took over a military launch site and planned for 76 yearly launches. This hook changes everything. Every company thought they knew the answer. Build a giant rocket, aim, and launch it across the globe. Simple, right? Wrong. The real issue wasn't the rocket, it was landing zones. There needs to be secure, prepared sites and facilities to land the rocket, which is problematic in hostile territory for allies don't have the equipment. Blue Origin's vertical landings looked great in testing, but when the Pentagon asked where it could land they had no answer because it needed perfect conditions. Virgin Galactic used horizontal landings believing it to be more safe and predictable, however runways have the likelihood of being destroyed, and the military has more needs. The same happened to NASA's Space Shuttle program. Incredible tech with landing only available in special landing sites, forcing Columbia to emergency land with no option, leading to its demise. How do you guarantee safe landings anywhere with the military's needs? Experts say it's impossible. SpaceX looked at this problem differently. June 6, 2024, the department released boring paperwork about Launch Complex 37 only read by government companies, detailing SpaceX requesting to build a military space logistics hub. SLIC 37 is a military installation with connections to NORAD, the Pentagon, and all major military commands with classified operation protocols, along with all infrastructure for warfare during the Apollo era, which is the shocking part. The more shocking part, SpaceX is planning to build 2 launch towers, 2 landing pads, and catch towers. Catch towers? All other rockets land on a flat surface with ground support equipment.